As chief delegates of the Sixparty nuclear talks meet in Washington, first things first, they want a moratorium on North Korean nuclear development. KBS takes home 4 big awards from the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union's ABU prizes in Hanoi, Vietnam. And top stars from the 1990s are making a comeback, flying against the trend of today's idol stars. Find out why. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Tuesday, October 29th. I'm Luke Clary. Chief delegates to the Six-Party nuclear talks met in Washington to come up with a plan to resolve the North Korean nuclear issue once and for all, starting with a nuclear moratorium.
Dawei, China's chief delegate to the Six-Party nuclear talks, paid a visit to the U.S. to design a roadmap to resolve North Korean nuclear issues. His visit came soon after a foreign ministers' meeting in September and talks between China and U.S. high-ranking officials earlier this month. The South Korean government has also changed its tactic of urging just North Korea to adopt a new attitude. South Korea's Jang-soo, head of WaDae's National Security Office, put priority on joint ROK-U.S. response measures during his visit to the U.S. to discuss North Korea's nuclear programs.
한국과 미국과 중국이 공동의 보조를 맞춰서 북한에게 어떤 행사를 하는 것이 중요하다.
Reports say that South Korea, the U.S., and China have agreed to first demand the North freeze its nuclear activities and missile tests. Once Pyongyang accepts this moratorium, the Six-Party nuclear talks are set to resume as Seoul, Washington, and Beijing will quickly draw up an accord to prevent the North from employing a delay tactic.
Korea's new Prime Minister Chung Hong-won used his national address to promise an investigation into allegations of NIS interference in the last election, but urged a focus on the economy.
The Prime Minister made his first national address since taking office. Chung Hong-won first expressed his regret over the confusion and conflicts that arose during the last presidential election. He said that it's time for the nation to focus on economic recovery. Chung also vowed to hold a close investigation into the controversial comments that the National Intelligence Service posted online.
정부는 사법부의 판단과 조사 결과가 나오는 대로 필요한 조치를 취할 것입니다. 책임을 물을 것이 있다면 결코 주저하지 않을 것입니다.
The Prime Minister added that if the confusion continues, it will take a toll on the nation's economy. He asked the politicians to cooperate in turning around the economy. Chung urged lawmakers to pass the relevant bills at the next plenary session because when it comes to economic recovery, there should be no distinctions between the ruling and opposition camps. The Prime Minister also pledged to reflect in state affairs all the rational alternatives that were pointed out at the latest parliamentary inspection.
The prosecution is seeking prison time for 3 high-profile actresses accused of illegally using the sedative Propofol. The actresses say they were just following the doctor's orders.
Since the 3 actresses were indicted in March, 16 hearings have been held and some 30 witnesses called forth in the following 8 months. The 3 celebrities, Lee Seung-yeon, Park Si-yeon, and Jang Mi-in, were tried together, and their appearances always made headlines. The key issue was how many times and how much Propofol could be administered by a doctor during a medical procedure. The prosecution maintained that facts such as the frequency and number of Propofol administrations, possible multiple injections in a day, and honesty of their medical records must be considered altogether. By these standards, the prosecution argued that all 3 celebrities were guilty and requested a 10-month prison sentence for Jang Mi-in, as well as 8 months each for Lee Seung-yeon and Park Si-yeon. However, the actresses all claimed their innocence. They said that they were injected with Propofol according to doctors' orders and had not experienced any addictions or developed a dependency on the substance. The actresses were in tears as they pleaded for a second chance.
어떤 점에서 억울하다는 건지 한 말씀만 부탁드립니다.
This case will become a first precedent for Propofol administration in conjunction with a medical procedure. The sentence hearing is slated for November 25th.
KBS took home 4 awards from the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union's prestigious ABU prizes, hosted at the union's 50th General Assembly in Hanoi, Vietnam this week.
KBS TV, the leading broadcaster in Korea, has received recognition for its production and broadcasting technologies from the Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union, which held an award ceremony recently in Hanoi, Vietnam. KBS won the top prize for the category of documentary films for its piece entitled Superfish. Superfish beat more than 50 rivals to grab the award thanks to its tight storyline and outstanding shots.
물고기가 단순한 식량 자원이 아니고 우리 인간의 역사에 어떻게 기여했는지를 1년 6개월간 우리 제작진이 20개국을 돌면서 심층 취재한 프로그램입니다.
In the sports category, KBS won the top prize for its adventure documentary Icarus's Dream. KBS also received international recognition for its broadcasting technologies. The Korean state-run broadcaster took home 2 awards in the broadcasting technology category for being the world's first to successfully adopt an ultra-high-definition television technology which has 4 times as many pixels as a conventional high-definition television.
In terms of creativity, in terms of content, production technique, the storytelling, it was above the rest.
A total of 19 awards were given out of 266 submitted programs.
A philanthropic movement that began in Italy is gaining traction here in Korea. In the Korean language, they're known as minine stores. That means prepaid stores. Here's more.
This eatery specializes in a Korean dish called tokbal, pig feet. A sign on the store says it's handing out 60,000 wons, or around $56 US worth, for free. The amount was raised by small donations provided by customers who voluntarily paid extra during previous purchases. This place is the one of the so-called prepaid stores where anyone can pay extra money for their purchases with no strings attached. Most of them just pay more without receiving any change. Some even pay double or triple the normal amount.
아무나 오셔서 할 수 있다는 게 그냥 개방적인 게 너무 좋았어요.
This philanthropic movement began in an Italian coffee shop a century ago, but has now spread all over the world. In Korea, it began this May through a college professor. Prepaid shops now range from snack stalls, galbi restaurants, and university cafeterias. The 100th store will soon be open.
선배들이 후배도 사주고 이런 문화가 원래부터도 있었던 건데 그런 것들이 잘 받아들일 수 있을 것 같다. 그래서 그리고 더 재밌고.
This simple yet ingenuous way to help those in need is gaining popularity in Korea each day despite the economic downturn.
Hotels proudly display their 4-star or 5-star ratings to demonstrate the quality of their establishments. But some hotels advertise inflated or bogus scores.
An important piece of information for travelers is the number of stars a hotel is awarded, which indicates its grade.
등급에 따라 가격이 차이가 나고 그리고 서비스의 부분에서도 차이가 나고 그 믿고 저희가 이제 선택을 하는 거죠.
This hotel in Seoul has a plaque marked with 4 rows of Sharons, which are the equivalent to stars. That indicates this establishment is a first-class hotel, but the hotel actually fell to the second-tier rankings after a review in 2007. The hotel management quickly removed the plate once coverage began, explaining that they didn't know about the downgrade. This hotel also has a sign indicating that it is ranked among the top hotels. It has not undergone a grade review for 2 years now. A review should take place every 3 years. Since its quality evaluation hasn't been reassessed, the hotel is not supposed to be using an outdated sign. The hotel's excuse is that it was worried about getting a lower grade. However, there isn't any regulations penalizing the arbitrary markings of hotel grades, making it difficult to sanction the violators.
행정 지도를 하고 있지만 지도에 대해서 이제 업체들이 잘 따라주지는 않고 있는 상황입니다.
Last year, the Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism conducted a survey of 590 hotels nationwide and found that 63% of them are displaying signs with inappropriate ratings.
Waves of Chinese tourists are visiting the southernmost Korean island of Jeju. The number of Chinese investing and participating in tourism projects there is also on the rise.
Jeju International Airport is crowded with Chinese tourists. A daily average of 6,000 arrive in Jeju. It is safe to say that major tourist spots are dominated by Chinese nationals these days. They account for 80% of 2 million international tourists who have visited Jeju this year. This is due to Jeju's proximity to China and their non-visa entries.
他喜欢去那个成荫民俗村呀，都觉得中国人觉得很有特色，很有意思，有很多韩国电视剧的拍摄地，所以他们都很喜欢来。
Furthermore, an increasing amount of Chinese nationals are directly investing and participating in tourist accommodation projects. A Chinese real estate developer, Seoul National University Hospital, and the Jeju Free International City Development Center are jointly building a healthcare area on the island. 400 condominiums are under construction. Of them, 180 were already sold to the Chinese for nearly $660,000 US. The Jeju government's policy is to give permanent residency to foreigners who invest $470,000 US or above in the island. Some 700 Chinese nationals have bought condominiums totaling more than 430 million.
그 공기도 좋고 물도 좋고 이런 제주도에 세컨드 하우스 또 제주도에 여러 가지 국제학교 이런 것도 들어오고 하니까.
Chinese businesses also say they will invest over $2.8 billion US in 9 projects on Korea's island.
Singers at the peak of their careers in the 1990s are making a big comeback in recent years, flying against the trend of today's idol stars. Here's why.
Singer Shin Sung-hoon, who is known as the king of ballads in Korea, is now in his mid-40s, but his mellow voice is as alluring as ever. Shin made a comeback to the Kpop scene with his new album after a 4-year hiatus.
20년을 또 해야 되기 때문에 뭔가 초석이 될 만한 앨범을 좀 만들어야겠다는 생각 때문에 조금 오랜 시간이 걸린 것 같아요.
Singers Im Chang-jung, Lee-jeok, Yoon-sang, and Yoo Hee-yeol were all the rage back in the 90s. They have all released new albums recently. One of the reasons these almost forgotten artists are seeing their second heyday lies in the strong consumption power of those in their 30s, 40s, and even 50s. These are the people who were the singer's biggest fans 20 years ago. Thanks to the huge success of singer Cho Young-pil's new album, the cultural demand and the consumption power of middle-aged fans were the major factors that enabled these artists to make a successful comeback.
대중음악을 비롯한 대중문화의 세례를 강하게 받은 세대입니다. 음악적인 그 소비를 갖다 어떤 세대보다 더욱더 지속적으로 하는 경향이 있어요.
With the returns of many veteran artists, young singers are joining hands with their seniors as colleagues. The K-pop scene is getting an extra boost with the comeback of the scene from the 90s.
The Korea Holstein National Show is a contest for selecting the best milk cow in the nation. We bring you into the competitive world of dairy. Holsteins are known as the world's highest producing dairy cows. Holstein exhibitions are held around the world, places like the UK, Canada, and others, encouraging farmers to produce more milk.
전국의 각 지역별로 낙농가들이 한 자리에 다 모였기 때문에 우수한 소를 생산하는 계량 정도를 평가하는 그런 장이 되겠습니다.
The contestants enter the competition venue. Both the animals and their owners look nervous.
2013년도 한국 올스타 분명에 한국 최고의 젖소 여왕을 지금부터 선발하도록 하겠습니다.
The number one criterion for the winner is the size of the udders, as high-quality milk production is key. The second criterion, the legs, which serve as an indicator of whether the animal can give birth to healthy calves and live out a long, healthy life.
13부의 수위를 인터미디어 챔피언으로 결정합니다.
Finally, the champions in various categories are announced. The cream of the crop are the healthiest and most elegant. It's time to announce the Queen of Cows, which will be recognized as the best cow and whose pedigree will be preserved.
마지막 터치를 해주시도록 하겠습니다.
The queen of cows this year is the beauty from Cheong. Everyone congratulates the winner. She earned the highest score in the health and birthing criteria.
우리나라 목장수가 한 5,000개에서 6,000개 되는데 여기 나온 데는 자체가 벌써 나오고 싶어 나오는 게 아니라 그만큼 자격이 되고 그래야 나오는 거기 때문에 거기서도 또 선별이라서 나오는 거기 때문에 여기 있는 사람들은 대단해요. 나온 데는 자체만 해도.
We visited the farm that raised the first runner-up in this year's competition. The owner washes the animal with extra care, as if she were family. Quality food is a prerequisite for raising a healthy cow. This cow's daily meals include cottonseed, great for the digestive system. The owner spares no expense on high-quality bull sperm for the next generation of cattle.
정액 같은 거는 유전자가 계속 남기 때문에 가격이 좀 더 비싸더라도 진짜 우리 농장에 맞는 정액을 써야 된다고 생각하고 있습니다.
All of the cows at this farm get their daily dose of vitamins to enhance the quality of their milk.
우유를 1kg를 만들기 위해서는 진짜 우리 목장에서 피나는 노력과 시간도 많이 걸리고 그렇지만 우리 양농가에서는 열심히 건강한 우유, 깨끗한 우유를 만들기 위해서 최선을 노력하고 있어요.
If these farmers seem meticulous, it's because they know the slightest detail in their care can make a world of difference in the quality of their milk. Now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.